Okay, good morning. It's feel good exercise time. So here we go. I've got weights, I've got bands, I have a disc, I got everything. So hopefully you do too. So feet hip width apart, take a nice big deep breath. And we're going to swan dive it all the way down. And now we're going to walk it out to plank. As soon as you get into your high plank, step your feet into bear. And meet me in a small downward dog. Let's get our heels down on the ground and our legs nice and straight. From here, up on the tippy toes and back down onto the ground. Try to keep the legs straight while you execute this exercise. Just warming up your ankles and lower legs. Little work for the arms. Nothing crazy. Okay, let's walk our hands back to the feet. We're going to extend the spine all the way back up again and bring your hands to heart. I want you to step your left foot forward. So you're in a nice split lunge. Hands to heart, you're just going to lower the knee and lift. And if you want to modify the range of motion here, go ahead. Just an opportunity to warm up this quadricep. Just do a few more. Nice. Now with the leg bent, push backwards and let's switch legs. Send the right one forward and then start to lower and lift. Pressing up through this heel here in the front. So you're actually working the top and back of this right leg. Okay, two more. Now with this front leg staying bent, you're going to push backwards to standing. We're going to turn now and face the left side. You're going to take your feet apart. So lunge right. You'll notice I'm keeping my spine nice and long, and then you're going to lunge left. We're just going to oscillate side to side. Really try to push the booty backwards. So you weight into the back of the feet as you keep the upper back from rounding. So let's just oscillate side to side a few more times. You should feel a nice little release in the inner thighs. Nice. Okay. Turn yourself to face forward. We're going to take the feet, toes are out. I've got my heels on the mat. So I'm going to come into a little squat. Before I start my descent, I want you to try to pull the hips and butt backwards. Again, you're not rounding your upper back. And then start squatting. You manage the range of motion that feels good for you. You know, we always like to gradually ease into these squats and then build range of motion after you've done maybe 5 or 6. So if you can get a little bit deeper, go for it. Again, we're not leaning forward to get down. So you're trying to keep your face up, your chin up, and your spine nice and long. Let's do a few more. Okay, now I'm going to remove the mat because I'm going to use a disc. So you decide you're going to be on a sock, a towel, any of the above. I'm just going to grab my water. Here we go. Knew I was forgetting something. Okay, I'm going to start out with the disc under my left foot because I'm going to work my right leg first. Slide it back, lower the knee, lift up, slide it forward. So take it back. And again, you can limit your range as much as you feel that you need to. You'll notice I'm not going too quickly. Trying to stay nice and steady at a comfortable pace. Not putting too much weight into this disc. That's what's going to make it slide. If you weight into it, it's going to get sticky. So we really want mostly 80% or more of your weight going into that right leg. Let's do a couple more. And now we switch legs. Disc under the right foot. Here we go, folks. Slide it back, lower the knee, come back up. You notice there's no jerkiness, especially when I'm pulling back up. Trying to keep the movement nice and smooth. This is a really easy workout you can do when you're traveling. I told you I have weights, but you can always use the weight of your body while you're on the road. We'll do a couple more on this leg. I've built some good range of motion as I've progressed. One more. One more. We got this. Nice. Okay, get rid of the disc. Now we're going to pick up one heavy weight. Again, we're doing single leg deadlifts, which is a pretty challenging move. You don't even need to use a weight to make your body stronger. So I'm going to start this with the weight in my right hand and work the right leg at the same time. And then I'm just going to switch hands after 5 reps. So I start out with a little kickstand of the left leg. And then here we go. Foot comes off the floor. I start my descent. And again, if you need to limit the range on the first few, go ahead. So we're going to do 5. Nice and slow. Nice and steady. Ideally, it would be great if we could go up and down at exactly the same pace. Now to help you balance, you know to get that leg in the back nice and strong, right? Like straighten it. That'll help you steady yourself. Okay, switch hands, but we're still on this right leg. You're going to notice a little bit more core requirement here as the weight comes down just inside the foot this time. And ideally, we don't want the weight to go in front of the foot, right inside. Okay, that's 5. Good job. We're going to put the weight down for a sec. Just shake it out. Now we're moving over to the left leg. Grab a quick sip. Cheers. And here we go, left leg. So left leg working, arm in the left hand. Really great posture here. Kickstand that right foot, give me 5. Weight is going to land beside the foot, just on the outside. Keeping it close to your body is super important. Not way up in front. Engage the muscles in that back leg to help you stabilize and execute the exercise. Probably one of the, aside from just squats, one of the single best exercises we can be doing. Okay, here's one more because I lost track of counting. Now we switch hands, same leg working. Here we go. Weight's gonna land just inside the foot. And you're gonna come up with control. So if you're just using your arms without a weight in the hand, see if you can just send the hand down just inside the foot. Keep that leg nice and long back there. One more. Great job. Okay, shake it out. Let's keep this weight in the hand. I want you to give me 5 bicep curls. Now, if you don't have a weight, a can, a bottle, whatever you can find. Try not to squeeze it too hard. Try to control the descent and work the full range. You can also do more than 5 reps. Switch hands. Good posture is super important. Okay, so we're gonna put that weight down. We're gonna get our mat back on the floor. You've taken it away. And time for the long band. I've got 2 knots in mind just to help me remember where I like to hold it, but it's not necessary. Arms up. Now, I want you to keep them slightly in front so you can see your arms through your peripheral vision. You're going to open slow till the band comes down to at least chin height, and then close with lots of control. Okay, that's what you're doing with your arms. With your leg, I want you to kickstand the right foot. So you're really weighting into your left leg and you're lifting out of that left hip. Always trying to be taller. We're going to do anywhere from 8 to 12 repetitions. After about 6, you're going to switch feet. You're going to weight into the other leg. Try to keep lifting out of the hip. Lots of control with nice long arms. Should feel no compression in your neck because you can see the arms through your vision the whole time. Okay, on this next one, I'm going to switch my feet. And I'm kickstanding the left, lifting out of my right hip. So we're going to do some more band work, but with one different band, one that has the handles. So if you have that band, think about where it is, get ready, because we're going to try to do a fairly quick transition. We're going to be working one arm at a time. So if you don't have that band, you can use the long one, or you can do a kickback using a weight or a can. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'll work the left arm first so you can see it. So here we go. Feet hip width apart. I'm gonna set my booty back a little bit. I'm gonna get my core working. And then the band's gonna come beyond the leg with my arms straight, and then I'm gonna bring it forward. So make sure you're taking the band to a place where it becomes super challenging to control it. But keep the shoulders nice and broad and don't round the upper back. I like these bands with the handles because you don't have to over grip them. You can basically just let it rest in your palm. Because we know over gripping over time, 2 overs, can give you tennis or golfer's elbow, which is no fun to get. Okay, so I'm starting to run out of gas on this side. I'm going to try to squeeze in a few more. Whenever it gets a bit edgy, try to see if you can squeeze in some more, but not lose the form. If you've lost form, it's time to switch arms. Okay, here we go. Other arm. Same posture, long spine, not over gripping. You should feel the back of the arm, the tricep. Make sure when you're releasing some of that tension in the band and arm are coming forward, that you're really creating a lot of resistance, right? Super good for our side body as well. Nice and slow, lots of control. I almost like doing the band better for kickbacks, like for working the arms. Because I really feel like you get the negative of the move just as much as the first part of the move. Okay, I'm going to try to squeeze in a few more. I'm feeling like I'm starting to lose it. Okay, I'm going to come back to the arm I started with. I'm going to turn to the side. I'm just going to pull the band down to my leg and release it slowly. Again, feet hip width apart, stand nice and tall. This is kind of like a lateral arm raise. Make sure you're resisting it as you lift the arm up, and try to get the arm up to the hand to shoulder height. So you should feel like a little pull right under the arm. Hopefully these bands made it in Anne's suitcase. They're going to come with me to Italy, I know that. Okay, a few more. Try not to have to jerk the arm to make the movement happen. I'm going to switch. Sure, I've got this in the right spot. Okay, here we go. Down with the arm to the leg and up with control. Make sure you're taking it up to the height of the shoulder. You know, a lot of us struggle with lateral arm raises. We've talked about this in the past. And I think this is a good modification, if you will, to do a lateral arm exercise without, you know, jerking, finding the right weight. You can always step in closer with these bends, you know that. So you got options. Keep your wrist nice and neutral. That's really important. I'm going to try to do 3 more. Okay, that's enough of that band. We're going to do a quick transition. I'm coming back to the first long band that I started with. We're going to finish off these arms, holding, choking up on that band, doing some tricep extensions here, one at a time. You can, again, if you don't have the band, use a can, a water bottle, whatever you can find. As long as it weighs at least 2 pounds, you should feel like you're getting progress here, right? Keep the chin up so your neck is nice and long, and control it when you pull it down. You want to keep the elbow over the shoulder, and you want to work a full range here. So let the hand come all the way down and go all the way up. Do a few more before we switch. Okay, go. Whew. That gets hard. Nothing a little sip of water can't cure. Okay, here we go. Left arm. Make sure you're making it hard for yourself. So choke up on the band. We talked last time we did this about really feeling the tremble right out of the gate. That's when you know you're in the right place. Chin up, neck long. I'm going to squeeze in 4 more here, and then we're going to go back to the right arm, and we're just going to do some pulses to finish off these triceps. Okay, so, whoo, shake out these arms. Back to the right one. So now you're going to choke up even more than what you were doing, because we're just going to pulse at the halfway mark. So I'm not working a full range here. I'm just going up and down till this gets a good burn. Just make it hard. Keep that band really tight. Okay, that's it for me. Whew. Switch it up. Remember, super tight. We're not here long. We don't want to be here long. This is just to finish it off. Should feel that tremble right from the first one. Chin up, neck long, super important. Okay. Whew. Going golfing later, so I don't want to kill these arms. I need to hit the ball. Okay, so now we're going to work down on our mat, doing some hips. So grab that band, wrap it just above the feet. Get a nice comfy spot. Down on the floor. Make your shoulder blades nice and flat. Then send the legs up, and then you open nice and wide. Count to 3, and then you're going to close slowly. We're only doing 1 round. So no need to preserve. You got to really challenge it now. Make sure you're remembering that full 3 count, nice and slow, while your legs are open as far as they can. Now, if you send those feet a little forward and still keep that lower back on the floor, you're working your six-pack muscle. I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't want to be doing that, right? Try to keep opening them as wide as you did on the very first rep. Oh my goodness. Let's shoot for 3 more. Make them fabulous. Okay. Bring your knees into the chest. You're going to send the band above the knees. Now, you're going to keep your legs bent and find a 90-degree angle in the knee. Now I want you to open the legs and close. It shouldn't feel that hard, but while you're doing that, I want you to send your feet a little more forward. So this becomes a really big job to keep that low back on the floor. You're working your core while you loosen up the legs a little bit. Good for hip mobility. You're gonna do 4 more, keep that back down, work it hard. And if it's easy, your knees are too close to the belly button, you gotta send them beyond the hips. Okay, bring your knees in, make a nice circle just to give your lower back a little bit of a massage here. Change the direction. Okay, get rid of the band. You're gonna put your feet down on the floor, hip width apart. We're just gonna rock the pelvis up and down a little bit, nice and slow. So tilt it up as high as you can, keeping the low back on the floor, and then you take it forward. It's like a little flexibility, helping to improve flexibility through that lower back. Okay, take your hands behind your head and crunch it up. So you're trying to lift the shoulder blades up off the floor. You're keeping that bend in the legs. You haven't moved them. You're just trying to lift the shoulder blades. And as you do that, you've tucked your chin down towards the chest and you're drawing the belly down. Okay, so keep all that going on. And now send the right leg out straight. Feeling it a little harder on the right side. Now put that foot back down on the floor, lower the head, let the belly release, and we're going to do it again. Crunch up, tuck your chin, draw the belly down, send the left leg out. Nice and straight, just breathe. And then put the foot down, put the head down, relax the belly. Here we go again. Crunch up, right leg out. Now this time you're going to add movement to the right leg in slow motion. You're going to start to lower it and lift it. When you lift it so both thighs are at the same height. Lower down, keep your crunch and lift. And lower and lift and lower and lift and relax. Let the belly chill out. Now crunch back up. Send the left leg out. Really try to get the shoulder blades up here. And then start to move in slow motion the leg up and down. Only as high as the other leg. Belly should not be puffing up. Your job is to hold it really down. Keep crunching up. 2 more. Okay, head down, head releases to the floor. Make field goal posts with the arms and send your legs all the way down nice and straight. Big deep breaths so you feel a nice stretch through the stomach. You're nice and flat on the shoulder blades. We're going to lift the back of the hands off the floor, send them forward without letting the shoulders round up. And then back down. I want you to do that 5 times in total, nice and slow. Okay, with the back of the hands on the floor, slide the arms along the floor. See if your thumb and middle finger can touch. Keeping the arms down on the floor, and then send them back to the starting point of your field goal post. Do that 4 times again. The move is very slow. You're going to feel a nice stretch all across the chest. Kind of like flossing. Slow and steady. Okay, bring your arms by your side, flat on the shoulder blades. Step those feet in. Very close to your butt. Tilt your pelvis up. Now I want you to put all the weight into your heels. And I want you to come up into a bridge very slowly. Really activating your gluteals. And then lower back down. Roll the pelvis forward. So you've got a big space between the lower back and the floor. Get rid of that space in slow motion. Push back up through the heels. We're going to do this 3 more times, nice and slow. Should feel really good on your upper back as well. Especially if you're on a really hard surface. On this last one, when your hips are up nice and high, you're going to pick your right leg up off the floor and draw the right knee in towards you. You're not using your arms, they're helping you hold the balance. And then put that foot back down on the floor. Do it 4 more times on the same leg. Drive it into the body. A lot of core work here. Send the foot back down slowly with lots of control. No jerkiness. Drive it in. Put it back down slowly. In fact, if you can bring it down slower than you're driving it in towards you, good for you. You're going to get more out of it. Once you've done 5 on that leg, switch it up. Left knee comes in. Really make a concerted effort to get it in nice and close. And make a concerted effort to put it back down slowly. Don't let that right knee open up. Use your inner thigh to hold the leg in place. Nice. Okay, put your hips down. Rock the pelvis again. Tilting it up. And sending it forward and down. 5 times, nice and slowly. Okay, extend the legs all the way down along the floor. Send the arms all the way back behind you. Point your toes. Take a nice big deep breath. Arms are going to pull forward. Head lifts, belly draws down, roll up slowly. Take it right between the legs so your spine is in flexion. You should feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Okay, sit yourself up. We're going to do one round of chest presses. So if you have your weights, great. If you don't, a good substitute is push-ups. So you choose what you're going to do, either push-ups or presses. If you're doing presses, we start with the arms facing forward, the palms facing forward. Elbows going out to the side. The back of the arms come all the way down to the floor. Squeeze the chest as you press back up. Keep your wrists neutral. Try to bring the weights together at the top. Now, if you're doing push-ups, maybe do 5, take a break. Do 5 more, take a break. And 5 more and take a break. See how that works. Now, on these presses, I'm going to turn my palms to face at the top. So I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm going to try to squeeze in 8 more. And when you're done, rock yourself up to a seated position. Put those weights down. We're going to do a little bit of stretching here today. So we're going to start with happy baby. I want you to flex to your feet. Grab the outsides with your hands. Send those heels up towards the ceiling. So you're trying to use your arms to help you lower the knees a little closer to the floor if you can. But I'd like your lower back to stay down. Once you get to that spot, just chill out. We're going to stay here for 5 deep breaths. Okay, send the legs straight up to the ceiling. Keep them straight. You can point or flex your feet. It doesn't really matter. We're going to open them up nice and wide. Let gravity help you here. Get a nice stretch for your inner thighs. Then close them and do that 4 more times. Okay, now bring your knees into the chest. You're going to rock and roll yourself up. We're going to come up onto our feet, then the tippy toes, and we're going to make the full fold. We still have a little bit more stretching to do. We're just going to come up nice and slow, rounding your back 1 vertebrae at a time. Okay, we're going to start with triceps. You're going to take hold of the right elbow and just send it back. Keep your chin up and your neck long. Just hold here for 3 or 4 breaths. Okay, let's switch. Try to keep that elbow right over the shoulder or a little bit behind, depending on how much flexibility you have there. You definitely want to feel a nice stretch in the underarm. Okay, release it. Let's just sway these arms from side to side. And your hips, just let it all hang out. Now we're going to cross the left elbow over the right and bring your elbows up to shoulder height. I've connected my palms as best I can. I'm just going to hold here, feeling a nice stretch on the back of the shoulder and arm. Nice deep breathing. If you close your eyes, it becomes a little bit of a balance challenge. Okay, release. Relax the arms. Now we're going to cross over the opposite way. Send the elbows up. Getting into that right arm now. Okay, release it. Give me that sway again. We're going to do a few standing cat-cows, because what would a workout be without that? So I've got my feet hip width apart. I'm going to slide my hands over the knees. I'm going to proud out my chest, broaden through my shoulders. I'm just looking straight forward, but my neck is in a place where it feels fine. So be cognizant of that. Now you're going to flip it. You're going to round the back, tucking the pelvis forward. Maybe let the hands slide down the legs if they want to, or they can. So you're trying to create as much space between those shoulder blades as you can. Tuck your chin, keep that neck happy, that's your job. And then bring the hands back up above the knees, proud out the chest. Really draw the belly in, that's what protects your lower back. The transverse abdominis, your six-pack muscle. And then round, drop the head, pelvis tilts forward. Let the arms try to slide down the legs. And again, other way. Keep wading into your heels as you do this. We're going to do one more. Okay, now you're going to stand tall. We have one more stretch. Sweep this right arm up. Take the feet to the edges of the mat. Send the right hip out. And the right arm over. Big reach, going all the way over the whole side body. Try not to have your torso lean forward, because you really want to get the hip as well. Big deep breaths when you're stretching. And then let's go the other way. So arm comes up, big reach of that arm. Hip goes out, send it over. Keep the chest proud, don't lean forward with the shoulders. Big deep breaths. And come back. Okay, arm circles, here we go. This arm comes up and behind, and again, and one more. 3 the other way. And other side, forward and back. If you need to open the hip a little bit, that's okay. Now let's go back and forward. And great job today. Thank you, thank you. You will feel better, or you probably feel better already. Cheers, guys.